Kia ora koutou, welcome to your Friday Live. It's Queen's birthday weekend in New Zealand, so we're having a long weekend, which is excellent news. And mine started already, it started early, but on Monday is the Queen's birthday, and I was reflecting on that because Queen Elizabeth was 25 when she was crowned, and 25 is quite a young age to become a leader of any description, let alone a leader of a country. And when I think about my first leadership role, I was also 25. And I was back in the UK, and I was an HR manager of a timber manufacturing business that had 5 sites across the UK. Timber manufacturing being a very male-dominated environment. I was the only woman on the leadership team. I was also the youngest. Massive place for imposter syndrome for me. And it's something that the amount of women that I coach and that talk to me about their experiences in the workplace, particularly those male-dominated environments, we feel like we need to have all the answers. We need to know more. We worry about our influence and our presence. We always feel like we need more confidence to sit around those leadership tables. Sometimes we worry that if we show too much empathy or kindness, we'll be considered as weak, or that people will walk all over us. But then look at our recent example of leader of a country, our own country in New Zealand, and the wide global press that Jacinda Ardern has been getting for embodying those traits in her leadership, kindness, empathy, EQ. And it's interesting because when women talk to me about this pressure to be good enough as a leader, to be credible, I need to know all the answers. They'll often say to me, I think I need to retrain in something. I'm not as clued up on the finance side of things as I'd like to be, so perhaps I need to do some development in that space. Or there are people in my team that know far more than me, and it makes me feel uncomfortable because they're looking to me as a leader and I need to know more to be credible in this space. And here's what I say. Leadership is not about having all the answers. It's knowing how to get them. And that's where we tap into the skills and expertise that exist within our teams. It's not our job to know all the answers, it's our job to find the answers. And if you look at how Jacinda Ardern has done that of late, she's not an expert in finance, that's Grant Robinson's job. She's not an expert in health, that's why she's got Ashley Bloomfield stood on the podium next to her. And yet she can still leverage the stuff she is good at to be on the front of Time magazine, to be touted globally as one of the best leaders on the world stage at the moment. And that's by leveraging that stuff, that kindness, that empathy, that EQ, communication, the stuff that she is good at. And as women, if we spend too much time looking at the things we don't do well, as opposed to surrounding ourselves with good teams that can do that, we will miss all the strengths we have that we can leverage, that potentially are the strengths that put us in that leadership role in the first place. So the reason I talk about this is because it's come up a lot. We just finished this week, we had the last session of the online imposter syndrome course, which I thoroughly enjoyed, a great group of women. And of course we had to go online because of COVID, but what that meant is we had women, it would have been a Wellington event, we had women from the Waikato, from Christchurch, from Brisbane even joining that session. So it was a fabulous way of connecting with more women and discussing some of these things. It's also a theme that comes up in so many of the individual coaching sessions I have, and of course the Women in Leadership programs that I run every year. And on that note, we are about to open the doors for this year's Women in Leadership program. So I'm going to give you a heads up. The early bird is open now, and I will pop the link in this live. So if you are a woman in leadership, if any of that has resonated, this course, it's a whole day session, it's in Wellington, it's October the 2nd, it's on a Friday. We spend the whole day together. Small group coaching session is a maximum of 10 places, and we delve into some of this stuff, the building our confidence, the leveraging our strengths. We do a strengths finder assessment so we can find out what our strengths are and how to leverage them, and align our values to the type of leader we want to be, as well as looking at how we lead ourselves, our resilience, our energy, delivering results, inspiring and motivating others, all the stuff that sometimes we worry we're not good enough in. And my bid is to use these opportunities to show you that you are. So hopefully that's resonated. We generally are great as women at collaboration, bringing people along on the journey. It's one of the reasons Jacinda Ardern talked about throughout COVID, the team of 5 million. You know, it was very stark contrast to some of the other leaders on the world stage we saw adopting a more command and control and instructional approach to managing lockdown. Yet we have this sense in New Zealand that we're all in this together, we're all supporting each other. That's because of our leader. And of course, we have an opportunity, whatever business we're in, as women, to step up in that space too. Leverage our own skills, the skills of those around us, so that collectively we can be our best. So I'll leave you with that. The Superwoman Survival Guide, incidentally, they have all gone out now, so they should all be with you. They've been out more than a week, so if you haven't got yours, please let me know, because I'll need to look into that. I know New Zealand Post have been experiencing delays at the moment and things have taken longer than normal, but it's a great relief for me to get the Superwoman Survival Guide out there. I've done a fair few radio interviews lately, so you might see some of those. And if you haven't got your copy, again, I'll pop the link in this live so you're able to order those, because the free postage and packing will run out at the end of this month. So you've got this weekend to get your order in if you want to get it with free delivery in New Zealand. Enjoy your long Queen's Birthday weekend, everyone. Mā te wā.